to the PTTS. Today's date is April 8, 2023. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Okay, just want to say that the Godfather Versus Standard video, it's at, I have completed the first 10 part, which it's intended for a longer video, kind of like one of the longer video, which, because felt like I want to go through the highlights of the events in my life related to the whole, like my whole building up of my film collections, and also like the history of when I started into this whole film making, film in general, kind of like the thing that we've seen in the like the programs in the television. So all of that, the whole history of that. So that's why it was intended for a longer video. But currently it's at part 10, and also because of the intentions for a longer video, I have also did a separate video to kind of like to just go with it, because I felt that it, like the whole longer video, because of like the whole longer video, that it would take more time and focus and all of that. So I put this separate video as kind of like in a way like a dish, like kind of like in a way to go with it, that felt that because of this longer video, because of the extra effort and time that I have to put to make it, felt like having something to go along with it could, you know, because I don't usually make, because like I was saying in my recent video, I want to keep it as short as possible. So it's just kind of like in this longer video, I felt that I wanted to make another video to go with it. So that other video, that separate video to go with it, I titled it Ignorant Bliss versus Alarm Gene, which is spelled like at part 4, and it's coming to an end. That one wasn't supposed to be that long, so that I was planning to come to a conclusion on that one. So basically, those are the two videos I'm currently working on. And so anyway, so I just took like kind of like in a way that has kind of took a break from those two videos and just working on my schedule. So basically, I come to that that kind like at the same time I felt that I wanted to be, you know, like let's just say I got a lucky break or something, you know, like something happened that maybe people recognize my status from my past, like my build status at like the 199 first places and my present position. Let's just say if that is the case, someone recognized me, not saying that, let's just say if that is the case for some reason, then I felt that it would be, to be reasonable, would say that, you know, since I got that lucky break of people recognize me and watch my video and things like that, I felt that it should be also that could also be something that could happen to the opposing side of the argument. They could also get a lucky break and the video get watched it also. So I felt that that would be a more reasonable argument, is that since I get the lucky break, my video get to be watched by an audience and things like that. I felt that it should be the same to the opposing side of the argument. They should also get a lucky break and their video get to be watched also. So I felt because of that, so I just want to point that out. So if my video got watched, just want to point to be reasonable. They are also opposing side of the argument. Just want to point that out. At the same time, I felt that this doesn't mean that I have to crush myself to make arguments against myself. It's like, I felt that to be reasonable, just point out that they are opposing side of the argument, but I don't have to make arguments against myself. I felt that that shouldn't be the step that I have to take, because I felt to be reasonable, just point out that they are opposing side of the arguments is also okay. So pretty much, like, I just want to say that they are opposing side of the arguments also, and but I felt that but at the same time, it doesn't mean that I have to argue against myself, such as making arguments against myself. So I just want to point that out, that kind of like in a way that kind of like in a way I wanted to be more reasonable but at the same time I don't want to make arguments against myself. I felt that that doesn't have to be the step that I have to take. Kind of like in a way it's like, okay, so pretty much I just want to point that out. And okay, okay, so pretty much I just want to point that out, because of, if that's the case, if I get that lucky break and got an audience to watch my video, felt that to be reasonable, that I should point out that they are the opposing side of the argument also. Okay, so anyway, so they also could get a lucky break. So if watching my video, that means they could, my opposing side of the, like, people who are arguing against me, kind of like in a way would kind of consider as the opposing side. So the video would get watched it also if they get a lucky break. Kind of like in a way that would be, to be reasonable, I would point that out. But I felt that it doesn't mean that I have to make arguments against myself. It's just, I felt that's the step that I don't have to take to make arguments against myself. Okay, so basically I just wanted to point out, so in this video it's like another separate video basically to the other two that I'm currently working on, like the trying to complete those two videos. So this one would be like another separate video, kind of like in a way. It's basically, it's about like the whole the time, basically like a time of grieving, kind of like, time. So basically this video would be related to a time of grieving, kind of like in a way. So basically it started back. So I'm gonna be talking about like the funeral for my second older sister, Hong Lin Lam, and her funeral, kind of like in a way, like, and also the Moon Festival, the 2011 Moon Festival, and then finally also at that same year, 2011, the end of my president positions, president of the Mason Multimedia Club. So basically, and then another one would be about the username that I use for the video game Dark Soul. So basically those are the 4 things I'm going to be talking about in this video, which is related to grieving. So I'm going to show like this well, the one picture of Lin Hong Lam, which when this is during my earlier year, like the picture of just like the currently like just view of the picture that and then this one, okay, this one is during Halloween, so she is having like putting on her Halloween costume. Okay, so I'm gonna begin talking about my second older sister funeral, and her name is Hong Lian Nam. Okay, so supposedly after she was I wasn't like all this whole. I wasn't at the scene of when all of this happened, like how she passed away in the car accident and all of that. It was all through family gathering, like family gathering. We would discuss about this matter, her accident and things like that. So through this, I really wasn't there at the scene of what happened and all of that. So just through family gathering, I come to that gathered these informations is about her passing away. So basically she has been, well, like again, it's all based on what my observations. So I felt that she has been a supportive person in the family, and basically that's what I felt. And also I felt that well, from what I heard, that even like she had a saving fund ready for her funeral and everything. That's what I heard in the family gathering talk, that she saved it some funeral, like when she passed away, could use the fund to have a funeral and then have a grave, also like could purchase a land for a grave, and then also the fund could use to create a funeral ceremony in general, and also to purchase the land and the grave. So basically she had a reserved funds for that. So kind of like in the talk, so it doesn't have to come out of the family funds or anything like that. She already reserved that fund for that, and also she has been supportive in the family. Okay, so anyway, like I was just saying, I mean, it was, so pretty much like I just didn't, you know, I felt it was in my family, like kind of like in the family hierarchy, like they are my parents and